next page 7 through 12 is dealing with special rights again, but now we're looking at 30, 60, 90 triangle. All right, I know on your formula chart, they show, and I believe the orientation is like such, and they have 60, 30, they have x, they have x square root of 3, and 2x. Okay. Remember the x, this just represents the short leg, whatever the short leg is. The 2x represents the hypotenuse. So basically what they want you to do is take the 2 and multiply it by the short leg, whatever the short leg is, because x is the short leg. And then x squared root of 3, that's your long leg. And basically what to do to get that measure the long leg, you take the short leg and multiply it by the square root of 3. Please understand, when you're doing 30, 60, 90, you must start here at the short leg, home base. This is where we start. Sorry about that. So, if you do not have that side, you have to get to that side first before solving anything else. Remember, same operations. If I go to a big part to a smaller part, that's going to be division. If I go to a small part to a bigger part, that is going to be multiplication. All right, so for example, number 7. This 10 square root of 3, well, if I see the 30, then this would be 60. That would have to be the long leg. I'm trying to always get back to short leg, which is the V. To get that, to go from long leg to short leg, I'm now going to have to divide. 10 square root of 3 divided by what? The square root of 3. Now, some of you probably already saw this answer, because if I know my formula says x square root of 3, and x represents whatever the short leg is, well, what number is in front of this radical? The 10. So our answer for short leg for V is going to be 10. And if you did the division, which was fine, the radicals 3's cancel out and you're left with 10. So short leg is 10, and to go to the hypotenuse, you double it. You just say 2 times 10, which means the hypotenuse is 20. So we have 10 and 20 for 7. So on 8, what is given? Where do we start? We start with the hypotenuse. That's the biggest part, because it's the hypotenuse is opposite the right angle. That always is true for any right triangle. We need to get to the short leg. What's half of 2? 1. So that means y is 1. And now to get to the long leg, which is the x, that's just going to be times radical 3. So x is 1 times radical 3, which actually just simplifies to square root of 3. So, on number 9, again, I look to see what part I'm starting with. I need to get to the short leg, which I don't have. I have the hypotenuse. So go from hypotenuse to short leg, from the biggest part to the smallest part. Which operation is that? Exactly division. So we're just going to say 6 square root of 3 divided by, but what number do we divide by when dealing with a hypotenuse? If I go back up here, hypotenuse is dealing with timesing 2x. So we're going to divide by 2. And then that can be simplified to 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I got 3 square root of 3. That is what our y is. The short leg is 3 square root of 3. That is the short leg. Now, to get to the long leg, I'm going to do that in a different color. That's our x. To get to my long leg, I take whatever the short leg is and multiply it by the square root of 3. Well, our short leg is 3 square root of 3. So I'm going to still plug that in. 3 square root of 3 is the short leg times square root of 3. I'm not sure if you remember from the first page what happens when you multiply. Basically, a radical times itself. You can put that in the calculator and it will give you the answer. Hopefully you saw that that's 3. So basically we have 3 times 3. So our long leg is 9, which means x equals 9. Alright, so on here, I'm going to let you do this one because it's one of the easier ones because they give you the short leg. All you need to do is get to the hypotenuse and get to the long leg using that short leg. And 11 is like number 7 because they give us the long leg, which is 2 radical 3. That 2 is very important. Then you should see that the short leg is 2. Why is 2? To get to my hypotenuse, which is always the biggest side and opposite the right angle, you double that. I'm going from the small to a bigger. You're going to multiply 2 times 2, which is just 4. You can do that mentally, I know. And then number 12, which is like number 11 and like number 7. You have this. If you can do a problem like this, you're going to be fine for your test. You have 2 to 3 for 30, 60, 90. Thank you.